What's up, everybody? What's going on? I'm live today. Do a little post game. I know I'm probably late. I should do this. I should do this way earlier, like the day after, or even a few minutes after the game. But I have some notes. I took some notes. I just want to talk about Cowboys versus Giants real quick. And it's going live, so this will go on. This will be saved directly to my YouTube feed, so people can watch it too. So it's fun. Cowboys versus Giants, a great Thanksgiving tradition. Go Cowboys! Woo! Mm. Mm. Of course, we have to have it at AT&T Stadium. And any thoughts of tanking for this draft pick? Haha! Screw that. We're not tanking on Thanksgiving. All right. I think I said that in a short. I was like, DeMarvin Overshown, what's up? Pick six. We're not tanking on Thanksgiving. How embarrassing would that be if we actually? Oh, we're tanking for a higher draft pick. Let's not. No, no, guys, we're not tanking on Thanksgiving. Cooper Rush doesn't want to tank for the season. He's fighting for his job too. Let's not forget. Now, great Thanksgiving tradition. Um, we had turkey. We had what's the dang it? What's the Salvation Army? That's what we got. We had Salvation Army buckets. We got everything out there. Cooper Rush, who still has a good starting record, 0.700. 70%. He doesn't want to lose these games. He just beats Jaden Daniels, who we just saw, you know, when his last game, 40 to I don't even know what. Let's find out. Yeah, they just beat the Titans 42-19. But anyway, Cooper Rush doesn't want to lose these games. So Cooper Rush went 21 out of 36 for 195 yards and a touchdown. Okay, no interceptions is good. He's playing well. People were like, no, he's not playing well. He hadn't started a game in 2 years. Well, he's getting some starting time now, and the big players are coming back. We got Brandon Cooks back. Michael Parsons was out there looking good. So, yeah, Trey Lance did not start. He did not play at all, which is fine. This is Cooper Rush's time. This is, rush attack. Let's get that, all that fun stuff. I'm sure that's a shirt somewhere. Can we make that a shirt? Can we make that? Maybe I'll make that a shirt because I actually have a little store going on. Maybe I'll make that a shirt, but I don't think I can put his face on there because copyright. So, maybe I'll think of something. So we did well, or the Giants did poorly defending the run, which is great because I think this is Rico Dowdle's first 100-yard game. Let me check that out just so I am accurate. First 100-yard game. Yeah, so he achieved his first 100-yard game because I hadn't seen him do it. I saw him do 75 and then another game at around 70. And his first three games were like 30, 30, 40 or 30, 40, 30, something like that. So it was like, we're not doing anything in this rushing game. Even though we won against the Browns, didn't do much. But yeah, first 100-yard game, 22 rushes for 112. I noticed as I was watching the game, there were some rushing yards where it's like, oh, -1, -2. I think they took some off. But yeah. 112 yards and a touchdown. Zeke 1 for 4. So I think we know who's not coming back. And I'm going to do a video. I started do some research on a video about who the Cowboys should draft. I will record it and I will do that. I also have to drop week 12 and 13 NFL reaction. I'm behind. But anyway, yeah, Zeke's going to be gone. Is Rico Dowdle going to be our backup? Deuce Vaughn? I don't even think he played. If he did, it was very limited. I think he was actually inactive for this game. But I don't know if we're going to keep him. Very emotional. A year and a half ago, almost 2 years ago, when his dad drafted him and called him or something because he was on the scouting team. Deuce Vaughn hasn't done that much since, guys. I mean, he's a third-string running back. He was for Kansas State, something like that. Now, let's see, Deuce Vaughn. But she hasn't really done very much. Even when he's, like, up on the depth chart. It's like, hey, we're going to get you some. Going to get you some. Yeah, he was with Kansas State, 2020 to 22. It's just 9 receptions, 54 yards. That can't be right. This is week 9 stats. They don't even have his 2024 stats up. He had 40 yards last year, average 1.7. Played in, he hasn't started any games, I don't think. And since it's All American, Big 12 freshman 2020, it's like he did great, but rushing yard 60, rushing average 2, and that's through week 7. They haven't bothered putting his 2024 stats up like all of them, but he got a record high of 1,558 rushing yards in 22 with Kansas State. So, like, he proved that he could do something despite him, I think, despite his size, being a little guy, but he hasn't really done very much with us so far yet. So, um, I don't know. Revamp the running back game next year. We know who we need. We know it's like if we really went all out in the draft and said screw it, we get Kelvin Banks, offensive tackle, let go of Zach Martin. He wants to retire, and then get Gianchi, Gianchi, the running back, and all in the first round. All in the first round. His name is Ashton Gianti. Ashton. I'll talk about him in the video that I'm gonna have to finish up writing. And I'm just gonna record it. Nothing fancy. Just talk about it all. But yeah, happy Thanksgiving. Rushing attack was good for Rico Dowdle, but few and far between. He is a backup. Tony Pollard was a backup, promoted to first string, and he did really well. But we didn't have him as a first string this year. He went to Tennessee, so Zeke is gone. Rico Dowdle is a backup, so we need a primary back again. We only got Zeke in 16 because we did so badly in 2015 because Romo got hurt. That's the only reason we lucked out. I don't want to say getting hurt's lucky. It's not, because he got hurt, and then he got hurt again against the Panthers because it was so anticipated when he came back. And then we just fell. We had Matt Castle as a quarterback. I think Brandon Whedon. I can't even remember. We started so many people and just lost. And 16 we had that O line. Jack was 4th round. He came in. Tony Romo was so hyped, got hurt in the preseason, and then bam, did well. Lost against the Packers in the playoffs. Started the Dak era, but anyway, Zeke was great for a few years, but we need another guy. We need another guy. That was 8 years ago, guys. That was 3 presidential elections ago, okay? Not to get political at all, but that was 3 elections ago. We need someone else. We need another first-round running back. But we also need to get our O-line straight because because Zach Martin was out and Tyler Guyton's the penalty hog. Not a whore. A hog. He's a penalty hog. He's like, penalty? Oh, I want all those penalties. Give them to me. And that's not good. I think he was benched in the second half. He was benched. Our first round offensive tackle was benched. That's embarrassing, guys. So, anyway, receiving, Turpin, 4 for 53. Leading receiver. Turpin had a big game last week. Had that little spin move. And then for that touchdown, Turpin's great. That's why we got him to begin with. I remember that game. What was that, 22? Preseason, when he had that return for a touchdown in the preseason. Yeah, that was pretty lit. He was like all USFL or something like that. It wasn't UFL back in the day. It was like USFL or something. But man, he's good. Yeah, Jalen Tolbert, 2 for 41. I started Tolbert on my fantasy team. Didn't give me a lot, but he's been up and coming. He's really been filling in for Brandon Cooks, who was hurt. But Brandon Cooks came back for this game. He's really down the roster, so let me just go through it. C. Lamb, 3rd receiver in terms of yards, 2 for 39. Shoemaker having a game, 33 yards, because Ferguson was out, concussion. So, man, Shoemaker's stepping up. It's good to have the tight ends. Steps up. Bremen Spanford didn't catch anything, but I think he had a good game last week, a couple weeks ago. 6-year player at Minnesota. Didn't play one year. Very sparsely another year, but yeah. Brandon Cooks, 3 for 16 yards and a touchdown. So Brandon Cooks, welcome back. Got that touchdown. I've kind of been down on you, but that's just because Jalen Tolbert for several weeks has been filling in well in your absence. So we got Brandon Cooks from Houston a few years back. So do we need him again going into next year? He got hurt. He was on IR. He's back. So I don't know. A revamped roster, and I can talk about this in my video too. Keep Turpin. He's a speedy punt return guy. Keep Tolbert, get rid of Jalen Brooks. Uh, Brand Cooks, you might be gone. Maybe we can get another receiver in the draft down low. If we go all in, trade it all, Kelvin Banks, get another tackle, and then get that running back. And all in the first round, 2 in the first round. That's what going all in is. We didn't get Derrick Henry. Okay, we go all in the draft, which obviously we did not do that. Because we would have gotten a running back if we went all in the draft. But then we wouldn't have had some players like Kalen Carson who are doing okay. And obviously we had a bunch of defensive players that went to Washington. So I kind of get it, but damn, man, like if you want to go all in, that's what going all in for the draft is. Like trading future picks or late round picks so you can go up in the draft and get those players that we really need. Although in defense, in a small defense, not a lot of running backs. I don't think any running backs win the first round or the second round. So they're third round people. Even then, there are people like Derrick Henry could have gotten, and Kareem Hunt, who went much later to the Chiefs. Oh, excuse me. Besides Brandon Cooks, Rico Dowdle caught a few, and Jonathan Mingo caught like one for a couple of yards. On the Giants side, by the way, these are pumpkin pies. By the fourth pumpkin pie, we were up 27-20 and we won. That's always good. On the Giants side, of course, who was released? Their first string quarterback. Daniel Jones is gone. He was released, so they brought in Drew Luck. They didn't even want Tommy DeVito. I think he was the emergency third string. So they had Tim Boyle as the backup. The perennial backup wherever he goes. Jets, somewhere else, there's Tim Boyle. Now he's with the Giants, who Daniel Jones went to the Vikings now. Probably on the practice squad. Will be promoted if need be, but good luck. Good luck to him. Drew Luck, 21 out of 32. Okay. 178 yards and 1 interception. The only difference between Drew Luck and Cooper Rush, he didn't have to throw as much. He got the same number of receptions with fewer passing attempts, so he did better statistically. But if he got take away that interception, he still did worse. Put in a touchdown, he would have done better. So he did do worse than Cooper Rush. But I'm sure he's glad to start a game again. He started a game against the Eagles last year for the Seahawks, won. Now he's a perennial backup. He's a journeyman backup now. But Drew Lock, leading rusher, that's never good. When we have a better rushing attack than you, that's a problem. So we know the Giants aren't good. Leading rusher, 57 yards and a touchdown. That's Drew Lock. That's Drew Lock running around trying to get touchdowns. Tyrone Tracy Jr., 32 yards and a touchdown. Good that he got a touchdown, but only 32 yards. We got 112 for our leading rusher. Devin Singletary, 23. Okay, so it's like they combined for 55, and then Drew Lock just like, I'm going to run around like Lamar Jackson and try to do some stuff myself. Receiving, Neighbors, 69 yards. Theo Johnson, 54. Tracy caught a few for 33. So, Tom Tracy. If I was with the Giants, I'd keep him. He's been balling out. And Neighbors is just reliable no matter what. He's on his third quarterback, so that's fine. Defense, no sacks and no picks. So they couldn't really they didn't really get to us. They didn't really get to our O-line, which we did have a couple people. We did have at least one person in, as the backup, because Zach Martin wasn't there. I think Tyler Guyton was benched for a little bit, so we didn't even have our our good O line. Maybe it was better because he was benched. You never know. But usually our O line falls apart, and that's an excuse. At least when Dak is quarterback, like that's an excuse when we lose. O line's not doing well, but it kept together well enough, which means I think probably leaning toward our O line was good, but the Giants rushing and edges and all that stuff, they're really really bad. So not as good as Michael Parsons, who got a sack and a half. But yeah, let's look at our defense too, because I made some notes. I forgot to talk about our defense. 6 sacks. Parsons, Kendricks got in on it. Kendricks, there you go. Hey, that's what we got you for, to teach us all about Mike Zimmer's defense, because you were with the Vikings, and to be good because you were an All-Pro just a few years ago. Oh, guys, and DeMarvin Overshown, that pick six, brilliant. I watched it later. Oh, swatted it up. Whoo, got it. Ran it in. His first touchdown. Defensive touchdown. Oh, that's great. You want to see that because this is really his first year. He got hurt in the preseason last year. He's a linebacker from Texas, go UT. And obviously not much to report in the preseason, right? In all these summer months. So what we have to report, Marvin Overshown getting back from a torn ACL, getting back from that injury, putting on weight, putting on muscle so he can be a linebacker. Eric Kendricks is the middle linebacker. I think he's a strong side linebacker. I'm still trying to get all those, weak side, strong side, get all that stuff like solidified in my mind. I'm still learning. I'm a novice fan. I don't know everything, but I'm learning a lot about football. It's been fun. So their defense isn't as good as our defense, which means their O line isn't as good, and their defense just isn't as good, even with our O line that had some patchwork on it. But Cooper Rush did great. He won on Thanksgiving. Rush attack, go Coop. Cooper, just again reiterate, he does not want to lose these games. He wants to win because he is not under contract for next year. He wants to get another deal. He wants to prove that he can still do it, still sling it, throw the ball, all that stuff. So, yeah, he wants to prove. He wants to prove it. Why not? He wants a job next year. And I don't know, it might be too little too late for our coaching staff. Just I should do a separate video about that. I remember a couple weeks ago being overly aggressive on everything, not really working out. It's like, do we have the team for that? Do we actually have the team for that? I don't know. With everyone going out, it's like, Mike McCarthy, I suddenly have to save my job. Let's go aggressive. Let's go on 4th down. It's like, bro, who are you throwing to on 4th down? What are you trying to do with your backups out there? I don't know. Anyway, this game, most watched game of the season because of Thanksgiving. Let's just be honest. Thanksgiving, AT&T Stadium, people love it. It's a tradition. You watch America's team on Thanksgiving. That's why we're not going overseas, because we do the Thanksgiving games. We beat up on Washington or the Giants or, someone from our division. Heck, Cowboys Eagles would be a great Thanksgiving game. I don't know if we do that. I don't know the last time we did that. I remember as a kid, before I even watched really the Cowboys consistently, I remember we lost to Washington one time with Romo. I was like, okay, I guess we play Washington every year, and we really did. But average 38.5 million viewers, Fox Sports, according to Fox Sports. Most watched game this season. Second quarter spike. People were really looking into it. Yeah, Cowboys just beat Washington after losing 5 in a row from last week. Now we won against the Giants. Giants have a 6-game losing streak. Our stats, we won in total yards, passing yards, rushing yards, and yards per play. So we won in all those categories. And the Giants lost again. They're 2-10, so they're in line to have the first pick of the draft, 2025. And you know what? Go get Shedeur Sanders if you want. People aren't really talking about Carson Beck anymore. Last I heard from mock drafts, he dropped to the second round. Georgia's losing a couple games. Go get Shedeur Sanders if you want, if you think it'll help. Because obviously you let go of Daniel Jones, so he's not your starter. Drew Lock is not going to be your starter. But yeah, let's look at the draft needs for the Giants for a hot second. They got a receiver. Neighbors is good. They need a quarterback, starting QB. So you might as well start over with that. Offensive tackle and guard. Yeah, you'll need to spruce up your O line a little bit, beef it up. If your running game is going to be effective, if your receivers are gonna, if your quarterback's gonna have time to throw. You need a cornerback? Yeah, I read they need another cornerback. So yeah, go get a corner. I'm sure there's some good ones. Uh, Another wide receiver? Yeah, compliment Neighbors. It'd be great to have a new QB and then to have um, Neighbors in his second year uh, to I guess help mentor another young receiver coming into the game is like, hey lad, hey, what's up, bro? Like, this is kind of how we do it. You know, if he's good enough, he'll ball out too. He could be the number two receiver behind Neighbors. Brian Dayball would love that. He would love nothing more than to have, like, can I get two receivers and a brand new, a shiny new quarterback because I get to pick in the first round? Even move up to get a receiver in the second or in the low first. Maybe mid first. See how many draft picks you have. How many draft picks do they even have? Giants draft picks 2025. Let's see. How many picks do the Giants have? They have 7 total picks. Okay. So they have 7 picks. I don't know who you have exactly, but yeah, just go for it. I mean, I told the Jets in that long video, like, you need to get a quarterback and an offensive lineman now because Aaron Rodgers is getting old. He might not be back next year. You need someone now. Go quarterback round 1 and then get an offensive tackle definitely round 1. Put all your eggs in that basket and go for round 1 for those players because you'll need some good people. You need someone to replace Tyron Smith, who's getting up there. Who you got from the Cowboys, by the way. He's going to retire Hall of Fame, and they're going to show the Cowboys banner, not the Jets banner, but whatever. I don't care. They're going to show the Cowboys banner. He's a Cowboy. He'll sign a 1-day contract with the Cowboys after this season. He'll retire a Cowboy, so most likely. But yeah, those are, have a run on first round offensive tackles, guards, whatever. You're going to need it. Get that tackle. Get Kelvin Banks. He's a good one from Texas. Go Longhorns. Like, go get him. Go get these players. So many teams, they need to go all in. I don't know what they're doing. Like, what are they waiting for? You guys have been bad for years. Go all in. Get someone good because this is freaking ridiculous. Anyway, I can't tell people what to do. I'm not a GM. I'm just like, go all in every year. Yeah, right. That's not really very feasible. But I'm just like, hey, there's some good offensive tackles. And if you want to go get a quarterback, Shadur Sanders, you have to go like really all in, get the number 1 pick. And then just maybe move up to get a tackle or something like that before people get one. So I don't know. There's going to be a lot of jostling. Oh yeah, they're fighting. The Giants are fighting with the Jags for that number 1 pick, but I don't think the Jags are going to get a quarterback. I think they might get an offensive tackle or something like that, maybe. So you might have to fight for that. But I anticipate a very, very fun 2025 draft. I hope the Cowboys do a lot. They have a lot to do. They have a lot of draft needs. They're still reeling from all the players that they lost to Washington. But, yeah, it was a good game. We didn't want to lose against Giants on Thanksgiving. And the next game for the Cowboys is going to be the Bengals December 9th. So that's going to be a game 6 days away. So thank you, everyone, for watching. I'm going to put out some more content very, very soon. And, of course, go Cowboys.